We're here at JCB Golf and Country Club talking to winner of last year's Amenity Sprayer of the Year award, Dan Waring. We're here to understand how Dan approaches different spray situations and the science behind why all that works. Greens and tees can be the most difficult areas of golf course to spray, but they're also the most important, really high valuable areas and areas we can't afford to go wrong. There's lots of things to think about. We've got unusual areas, we've got lots of undulations, up and down, got a really dense canopy with really small leaves, so it's really hard to land water droplets there. Dan, for you, when you're spraying a green or a tee, what are the top tips you would give about good applications?
I would always start with your basics, check your nozzles, make sure it's the right nozzle for what you're trying to spray. That's very important because you want that water to get where you want it to be in that canopy. Boom height, obviously because we've got a lot of rolling greens here, we want to make sure that boom height is the optimum 50 centimetres off the ground. We've got to be obviously conscious of when we're driving on and off those greens. Obviously that's obviously going to affect it because the boom's at the back of the spray, not at the front. Then your pressure, you're checking that, the Goldilocks sort of pressure range, as I call it, the 2 to 3 bar, because that's obviously going to affect the drift for off target. And then just speed. Just make sure your speed is suitable for the area that you're spraying. Obviously greens and tees are smaller. You want to just go a little bit slow. Just make sure you've got that time just to think about what you're doing, what you're applying and where it's actually going on the surface.
So when we're thinking about getting the best and most accurate sprays on our greens and tees, we can look to some of the research we've done in the application part of the world. And it's really important that we think about those and how we can get the best out of it. We've got a really short height of cut of grass, so that means a very small leaf. And when we're trying to land things on that, it's very difficult. So smaller droplets are going to do a better job of that. Big droplets, much more likely to run off. When we're talking about water volumes, it's really good to keep those lower. So 250 to 300 litres a hectare is going to be really good at giving you coverage, but not so much that you lose it through the canopy and you don't stay on that leaf. You'd keep it as a foliar application. Slow speeds are really important. They're going to allow you to use a small orifice nozzle, which allows you to use a lower water volume and give those small droplets, but without applying too much drift because you're going slower as well. Weather conditions are really important when you're thinking about getting a spray window. You can use your Turf Advisor app to find a really good time when it's not too much wind, when it's a dry day, whatever you're needing to apply for your spray application. But getting the weather right is going to be really important at making sure your spray application lands and sticks. Larger water volumes and larger spray droplets are going to give you more penetration beyond the canopy. So if you're looking for a soil application, that's something you definitely want to be angling for.